All right. Let's do a mic test here. Hello, hello. And I said this time the sun just peeks right through my blinds, splashes on my monitors and my eye. It's all good. All right. Hey guys, again, welcome to the stream here on YouTube. Glowbox Design, Michael Reed. We're going to continue work on our alley here. And to start things off, we will pop out a render to see where we're at for the day. And hopefully this kicks out in time before you all fall asleep. No, we're having a great time with this. We're having a great time working this. I think it's because it's saying it's not even doing anything, not responding. I think if the first time you do it up for when you load up Blender, it has to do all of its special calculations, and then I have some settings set, which I forget they are, but they allow things to be kind of kept in RAM so that they render faster the second time on. Oh, that's why, because we're rendering an Eevee. The Eevee looks good. I'm really, really, really surprised. Let's pop this into render Eevee. I am very surprised that this quality of lighting, rendering, I mean, if there's denoising going on too, it's just like super quick. And looks good for Eevee. We're not building this in Eevee, but I almost feel like, what's the point of going through all the cycle renders when the Eevee render looks just as good, almost just as good. I mean, there's not quite as many light bounces or in the lighting, like stuff like, see, the lighting artifacts here wouldn't happen in, what are my settings in, what are my render settings? I don't even think I have all the specials on. Let's do it. Yeah, I don't even have all the specials on. Let's crank this up. Crank the 512 up to 124 and the 124 up to 248. High band bit depth. Soft shadows are already on. Super denoiser is good. Filmic is medium high contrast, good. Render 64. I don't know what the render changes here. Dog okay? I have the window open for a minute to cool off, but I guess since the heater's off now, I can close that so it'll be quieter. Yeah, let's check out this Eevee render. I mean, it's going to be very, very similar to what we just saw there. Okay, this metal texture is a little bit different in Eevee. I think the light bounce here and the ambient occlusion in here. Maybe I want to change the ambient occlusion. I always like to kind of crank that up just a smidge, right? Regardless, let's switch this to cycles. Oh, is it going to pop into a render right away? Oops. Let's go to solid. See if we can chat. Okay, now let's go into a render for cycles. See what we're looking at. Hey, Mohammed. Good morning. Yeah, you see, like, Eevee looks great, but the alley, if you notice the alley right here, this is shadowed in cycles as it probably should be. Because the light bounces aren't getting really over there, just a little bit right here. But Eevee has this whole side of this building lit up. Who knows why? I mean, Cycles definitely looks better, but I'm blown away by Eevee and what it can do. I mean, pretty close. Good morning, good morning. We're not going to have a full 7-hour day today on this. I've got other work to do, but I got up and I wanted to get to this alley and add some detail. We have to think about what detail we want to add. All right, Super Denoiser, kick in. It's night there, huh? Yeah, I believe it. Where are you? Overseas, huh? Godzilla's Wrath. That looks pretty good. Nice little plush hair particles on there and maybe soft body. Okay, this looks good, as you guys know. At least you do, Mohammed, what we were working on yesterday. Where do we want to go from here? I feel like I just want to quickly create this light. Let's flesh out this right wall a smidge, even though there's really not much to flesh out. We're gonna flesh out this right wall a little. And let's add this light. It's really hard to see kind of what's going on with that light. It looks like a half circle up top, well, quarter circle up top. It's like the top left quarter cut out of a circle, right? Is what the light is. But oh man, it's weird. Let's give it a go. And I mean, in this scene, it's further away, kind of. Like, my perspective isn't perfect on this. We're not doing a one-to-one anyway. We're just using that alley's inspiration. Oh, there you go. You're disappeared. All right. So let us get busy on this light. Let's see. What do we want to do here with this? Let's start with a cylinder that has a triangle fan on the top there. Groovy. Let's flip this bad boy. No. What? That was weird. Yeah, is that a sphere? It kind of looks more like it's flat on the sides. If you look, it looks like it's flat on both of these sides. Like a sphere has been cut through, like a cylinder. But it is rounded like a partial sphere. I'm going to try this, because then it'll be emptied out underneath. I don't know how well this is going to work, but let's get the right size first. This puppy's pretty high up too. It's not actually right next to the door like I've got it. This dude's light, or this real world builds light is way up here. Is this just the, yeah, I got a point light and a spotlight there. Anyway, we'll bring that up. Now let's, is that straight across? His isn't straight across though. I keep saying this image. This is not CG. This thing kind of looks like it's angled up just a smidge, like either it was like bent up or it's not. It would be this like second line to let a little more light out. That's kind of what it looks like. Let's do it. Hey Sas, what's up? Sahas. Welcome. Good morning. Or good night. Alright, let's delete these. Wait a second. X, delete those faces. First Blender crash of the day. I was 20 minutes in. Not looking good, Blender Foundation. No, I'm kidding. It's 2.91. Look at this. I have to recreate all of that again. Thank you, Blender. But hey, the 3D cursor is where I don't want it. We wanted to raise this up anyway, so. Well. Okay. It's wireframe. It's going in between wireframe and edit an object is what 2.91 crashes on me for some reason. Sorry, Mohammed, if my English is too fast for you. I know you might be having a little trouble, but hey, I'm sorry, dude. Okay, what do we do here? Let's get to it. Oh wait, is this an Ngon? No, it isn't. Yes, it is. I mean, we want a triangle fan. Do we need this many sides? I feel like, why don't we just do a little bit less? Do 22 triangle fan. Let's shade smooth that. Let's rotate on the Y, 90 degrees. And the light is not that big. It's like that, I guess. Now let's make sure let's save our work. I don't know how often we're gonna save. I have autosave on, don't I? But it might be autosave bugs me sometimes if it saves at the wrong time. Because when you start getting big scenes, the save actually takes like 4 seconds, 5 seconds, and that can interrupt like something I'm like right into. Because the save kind of takes over everything. It autosaves every 2 minutes? Does that seem right? No, because I don't remember it autosaving within 2 minutes. It's clicked on. Say what? Save prompt. Ask for confirmation when quitting. Okay, yeah, we like that. Enable auto-saving of preview images in the blend file. There's no way it's saving in 2 minutes because I... Auto active autosave address temp. Excuse me with my morning 10 minutes. Yeah, I mean, it should be like 10 minutes. No. 5 minutes? 7 minutes? I don't get a heck of a lot done in 7 minutes. At least not on the streams. And what else? Like, it seems like that should be good, but I haven't seen it autosave before. Anyway, back to this. All right. Right. And I think the way to go here is just to solidify. Let's go into object, modifier, solidify. Oh, what are you doing there, buddy? Maybe there's some kind of clipping thing I've got to add. Where? Yeah, fine. I'm okay with that. Let's also check the normals here. It's okay. That's basically what we want. I feel like, wait, no, here's the thing. He's only a quarter. His, here we go again. He's only a quarter. Let's, like this is basically what I feel like this light is, right? Oops. Yeah? I mean, that's what I'm seeing. Oh! Mohammed, I'm sorry. I'm fired. Subtitle. I don't know how to do it. How do I do it? Shit, would I have to stop the stream? It's not subtitle. It's called closed caption. Damn. I'm sorry. Will you forgive me? Can you, like, I have an idea. just like record everything I say on the fly and feed it directly into Google Translate and just keep hitting enter. Feed it in text to speech, Google Translate. Do they have that yet? Right? So you do. They've got to have something where you can listen now. They have like Babelfish, or that's what it was called in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. But anyway, I think this is the light shape here, and this is going to create an occlusion for right? I mean, that's basically it. I mean, I know this the garage door here is wider in this than in mine. There's a lot of differences. Well, I'm taking a lot of creative liberties here, but I'm just trying to get some things right. You know what I mean? I think that's about right. Simple. And do we want to take this into? Do we want to yeah, do we want to create an emissive capsule light in there, right? Because there's a glow. So why don't we, let's put our cursor to active there and then create a, is there, do we all, like extra meshes? Do we have a capsule here? I know it's easy to create a capsule, but I'm just curious. Round. I mean, where's my capsule light? I'm just trying to be creative and figure a way to do something here. I know there's a way easier way to do this. There's gotta be. I'm just kind of shooting my shit here, right? Just to practice something. It doesn't matter. You're not going to see the shape at all of this anyway. It's just, you're a capsule. Andy! What's going on, Andy? My good friend, IRL. I'm back at it, Books. Yes, I am. Thank you for being one of the few, the proud, the Michaels. I don't know. Andy, what's cracking, man? Let's take this. Let's go to shading. Are we not selected the capsule now? Oh my god, that's a big capsule. That's cool. Let's shrink that puppy down in here. Kind of feel like it's ruining in the capsule shape, but doesn't matter. Let's get this puppy here. We're not going to really see it. It's just going to be an emissive shader. So let's create a new shader here and call this light. Let's not scream at everyone. Is this considered a texture? Whatever. Light emissive Do we want this? This is a blue light, so it's going to be blue. But this is going to compound, so what we're going to do is we're not going to really make that blue. We're going to make the emissive blue. Here, and then we're going to make the emissive strength about a 20. We'll try it right there. And let's see if in composite here we have a glare set up. Let's see if it's going to make, it should. Oops. It should make the emissive pop a little bloom on there. And let's see what we're doing with this the new shapes and shadows. Dude, you should be really I love you, man. You should be really excited about the capsule. Just watch the capsule grow. More useful tutorials. I don't know Ducky. Maybe I've seen Ducky. You know, I've got my... Oh, did this render in... This rendered in Eevee again. I don't want to render in Eevee. We want to render in cycles. GPU 200 is fine. Active. Let's save our work. Let's re-render that puppy. Andy, what are you working on? Working on any music videos? Andy lives out here in Los Angeles with me. Almost basically not ground zero of the coronavirus, but it could be considered ground zero of the coronavirus, right? Oh, he does procedural stuff. Yeah, the node setups. I was talking a lot about that yesterday. How I can achieve in Substance Painter what people can achieve in nodes in like a quarter of the time. And sometimes my stuff looks even better. I mean, people that are professional node people can create gorgeous layered materials, very realistic. But it takes them so long. I've never played Kingdom Hearts, Andy. I know. I heard the new one was pretty good, right? So you know what I don't like here with this light? It doesn't make sense, especially when you're talking cycles, because this shape should be blocking the light. Maybe because my solidify isn't applied. Here's my solidify. Let's apply that. It didn't see that as it didn't see this shape as a solid. I'm assuming. Let's try it again. Oh. Andy, I'm already confused, bro. But I like the Smiths. Andy, you got any more work for me, man? Need any more CG for your music video, and something maybe a little easier than creating a realistic Shia Hulud from Dune that needs to be emanated? Bagels last week. Nice, dude. Like a bagel company created a music video, or like a musical band had bagels in their music video. Oh, you left me a voicemail. I don't check voicemails. It's 2021. No, I sometimes do, but usually late. Usually, I'm not going to check a voicemail about once a week. If that. It's best to text me, and I'm bad, dude. You know I'm bad. Especially during Corona, dude. I've been like disconnected from the world. I think everyone's been kind of disconnected. I mean, luckily you and I have girlfriends, right? Do you have a girlfriend still? You have a new girlfriend, don't you? But yeah, Augie and I just moved into a new place. We've been here now a little less than a week. Still. Oh, it was National Bagel Day. That's awesome. Okay, okay, okay. Kosha Dills, right? You work with that dude like multiple times, don't you? You're friends with him, or you know him? Wait, did you pay me, Andy? Is that what you're talking about? For my worm work? Who needs to be paid? Right? Just honor system, dude. IOUs. Okay, this is annoying me that these lights aren't considering this. It's almost like this thing isn't casting shadows. Because this obviously should not bleed through the top, and it should be casting a hard shadow about right here, or a harder shadow at this point, right? Instead, it's bleeding way up here, which is an issue. Also, this light, this shadow, isn't this light. This shadow is our moonlight. I'm a little irked at this light setup here. I mean, what is this? First of all, this shouldn't cast a shadow. So let's go to this object, visibility, rate visibility, shadow. We're not going to have this cast a shadow because that could be blocking one of our lights too in a weird way. This emissive is good, blue. I don't even like that color blue. What is that color blue? Make it more blue, more moonlight blue. I mean, this blue is a very unique blue to have here. It's not natural per se, but we like it. That's why we're kind of inspired by it. Yes, yes, I do get what you mean. Here's the thing, and that's one of the main things that CG artists struggle with all the time, right? Is this is the subtle details. You see that this building line here is very straight, perfect, and everything. Totally understand that. One of the tricks that CG artists will use to hide that kind of stuff is by putting like objects in the way, a rock every now and then, or a little couple blades of grass coming up out of like some cracks in the connecting area. Those are like tricks you can do to hide that, as opposed to going into this mesh and actually making more geometry so that you like pull out a little piece here, move up a little piece here, just like ever so like micro budging. Budging? That's a word, right? When you budge something, you like barely move it. Why am I thinking that's just that weird sounding word now? But yeah, instead of doing the geometry bit where you actually create geometry, obviously you can't do that kind of stuff in video games or projects that require poly counts, lower poly counts. But so you fake it and hide it with objects, geometry, and angles and whatnot. Do you get what I mean, Sahas? Sahas? Um, and try it in a different model. Actually, you mean a different snake style model, Andy? A dragon of some kind. You just said that after what I was asking. Um, do you have the model? Are you asking for me to rig a dragon? Because I'm not a rigger. As you know, I had even issues on a snake. I can rig basic stuff and I can look into it and do it. I will do it for certain things, but like if you have a dragon model that you already have that you send me in like whatever format, OBJ, FBX, whatever, I can try to rig it. I wouldn't be using the same skeleton. I'd be building a new skeleton for the dragon, which is fine. Again, I don't know. Like I'm a beginner rigger. Let's just say, I get it. I can do it, but it takes me longer and tweaking and YouTube tutorials as I do it to do it. So where were we? So we're here. Look how ugly that is. How did I even stretch some of it and not the rest of it? Man, that's ugly. It's a good thing we don't need to see any of that. It's just for a glow body. I'm gonna crank the emission strength up even to 30, just so we maybe get a bigger bloom glare on there. And we have to ask ourselves again why this isn't casting shadows. That's really weird because usually in cycles, this solid body would stop this light bleed. This kind of light bleed doesn't happen in modern software. It's just something's weird. It's like the light's shooting directly through this. An Asian sound. Andy, you're banned. You're racist. Something that was similar, like an Asian style snaky dragon. Right, you're talking about the parade dragons, the float dragons. Okay, so it looks like it's bleeding through part of this mesh, which is causing it to... Can I has these? Can I select these again? Can I select my lights again? Can I has them again? Please? How many times did I... What did I do? There we go. What a weirdo thing that this is not casting a shadow up here. Let's see, it's got to be my spotlight then, right? Maybe Okay, it's not. We know it's not. It's not this. That's fine. Not spotlight, but point light. There we go. It's the radius. That's realistic. Okay. It's stopping. Save our work. We figured it out. Did you? Did you? Did you post that before I figured out to bring the radius down? Which I was working through my troubleshooting checklist. Okay, I was gonna get there. Did you? No, but really, did you? No, but did you? Books. Yeah, I don't know the helm light doing that. That we figured it out though. Let's see what. So the radius was basically taking the light source and saying the light source is actually emanating from this big and as opposed to the light bulb big. I forget to mess with the radius. I mean, and the radius is a way to also make the specular off of an object different based on the light. If you increase the radius, it changes the specularity of the like if there was a light close to this metal and causing this bright light, if you increase the radius past the object here, this specularity would be dulled down a lot. It's just another trick. Okay, now matching this whole light scenario is going to be tough because like this is pretty bright. We're going to try to make this extreme because I mean like look how freaking bright that is. This is actually a very bright light, which I'm trying to be more subtle about. I believe that. Yeah, exactly. You're like, go check the radius. 5 minutes later, I'm like, he said check the radius. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Look at this light bounce, though. This, because here's the difference, though. It's not going to work the same on my end, because if you notice, I created my garage doors to be more of a chrome metal, which is reflecting black, reflecting darker kind of tones. This real life alley has a white painted, looks like what's kind of like a white painted shuttery things here, which is acting as a bounce. So the light bounces back onto this wall and creating these like illuminations here. I wonder if I had changed these to white, if I put some white bounce over here in some way, form, or fashion, if that would actually do that. In fact, let's do it. Let's do something for science, right? Let's do something for science. This is just for science. All right, let's just see if this actually causes more of a bounce. And what we can do here is we can where is it? Wait, whoa, 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 what? How did I create multiple scenes? Did that create multiple scenes on top of one another? It looked like it almost copied everything there. I've never messed with that, so I'm just looking for render layers. But not like render layers, but like, where is it? Why can't I find it? Did they move it in 2.91? No, I just thought it was here. You just select like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it would render on a different channel, so you can go back and forth and just quickly check your work of what was your render previous, what was your render after. I don't know where that went. I thought it was up here somewhere. Hey, AJ! What's up, bro? Wow. Sleepy time? Oh, should I be quiet? Or am I putting you to sleep? Shh, you're sleeping. I can do some ASMR. All right, let's render this regardless and see if that white bounce actually does work. It's on the renders layer tab below on the properties menu. Okay, here it is right here. Like, look, this is what I'm talking about, slot 1. So what I would have to do is, before I render next, I actually just hit slot 2. And then I render, and it renders it to slot 2. And then before I render again, I hit slot 3, and then I can go back and forth and check. Ah! You little punk. Yeah, I got up early so I could stream. I've got a pretty long day of doing work as well. I'm doing side projects at the moment. Trying this new YouTube stream instead of Twitch, and YouTube is working a lot better than Twitch, man. Did that bounce light up there? Are we getting a little bit more light up here? See, I wish I had done the slot 1, slot 2, and then we can quickly go back and forth and check. We can still do that. And we can fake a bounce too. Like, we could create an area light that doesn't cast shadows or specularity and just kick it up to this wall to fake a bounce if we wanted to. Okay, so we can kind of see where the light is over here. I mean, it's such a small bounce too, but I'm curious if IRL why this top of this is so much brighter is because I assume it's bouncing off of these white metal surfaces and kicking up there. So let's go to slot 2 now and render this without the bounce. And I'm just curious. Gang's all here. I know, dude. We gotta get on, some Super Smash Brothers, and you kick my ass, and I have no idea how to play. I don't know. What do we do together, guys? Overwatch. We haven't hung out in a year because of viruses. Yeah. I keep putting off my audio video editing job, AV job. I know I can edit it in probably 5-6 hours total, and it's supposed to be done nowish. And I'm like, I can finish it today. I'll get to it. I swear. So that does look like it's a little darker. We'll see in a second when I bounce back and forth between the two, but it looks like that white thing was creating a bounce because Cycles does work that way. I mean, absolutely, Blender Cycles, all 3D apps have light bounce and ray tracing. So it should cast the light here, bounce back off, and hit up here. Okay, so we've got slot 1 and 2. So this is sans bounce with bounce. Yeah, absolutely, there's more fill light there from the bounce. Yeah, quite a bit. Just enough. I like it. Yeah, I mean, see, this science. So what we have to do is, if we want to get more information up there, because we're not using the white white metal, we're using our darker metal. We're not going to get the bounce information up here. Might want to fake it, right? Yeah, I mean, I could have an aerial light. The moon is coming from this direction. The moon is kicking in from here. It's kicking this direction. As you can see, the shadow here is from the moonlight. We've got underlight from these lights. There's underlight coming from there. But yeah, I could add either an invisible light just right here, kicking on this wall to simulate this, or I could do it from above. But regardless, it wouldn't be shadow casting, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Like I kind of wanted to. I mean, obviously, in this, we were talking about this yesterday. In this is a pretty blank brick wall. Like, I mean, there's not much going on here. There's this one door light. We'll do the wires right now, and then these windows. But it's a pretty dead wall. Other than that, and in the render, I just don't think this particular brick texture is strong enough to support being so lonesome by itself. I mean, it's okay over here, but you can see that the normal map breaks down when the light is at such an extreme angle, and it looks kind of CG. It looks very CG over here. This is the same brick texture, but of course the lighting angles are way different. Let's steal these wires. We're taking these wires and we're sticking them through a genetic Willy Wonka factory. And what are you doing, buddy? Where are you at? Are you this one? Okay, good. And we're just going to copy these bad boys. And rotate these on the 180 on the Z-axis. Bring these puppies out to building level. I can wrap that around the building there. Let us now select this building, this light structure, and isolate those so we can take a gander. Let's save our work. Let's select all of our wires. Make sure our building's not selected. Is that just our wires? Yes. Edit mode. What? Oh, why are you selected? What are you doing? No. Yes. I don't mind this messy fray here before it goes into the light. I'm okay with that fray. I'm okay with the fray. We like moving things around, but we don't want to move. We don't need to move things around enough to get outside of the wire clamp here. No one's gonna know this is the same wire set as across the street. Am I right? Move these puppies here. Let us rotate these. Get off proportional editing, first of all. What we could do is let's subdivide these, add another couple here in the middle. Right there. And I guess you could, it's asking me, it wants to kind of just subdivide here too, but we're gonna work with that. That looks fine, right? This is jack mood, 100% jack mood, but we're gonna fix that right now. Quick favorites, what? Get out of it. Oh, this is kind of like going through the wall here. Do we hate that? Are we okay with that? Is anyone gonna see that? Pull these out of the wall a little bit, maybe. Let's go in the wall, see which ones have the issue. If I pull this out of the wall, you're gonna have to redo the. I didn't do that. What is that? What is that? Ah! It is Y. I'm hitting Y first by accident. That's doing something weird. You don't usually mesh with Bezier curves. Yeah, this is the path, which is this is the path one instead of the Bezier curve, which is similar. But yeah, I mean, for creating tubes, pipes, wires, they're invaluable. You can tweak them so quickly. I can go right in to this, and you know, obviously change the depth and change the size of the tube It's non-destructive. It's awesome. Okay. Let's bring this puppy bad boy out. Yeah. Sold. Sold. I kind of feel like there would be another one of these bad boys right before the fray. Before the fray. Sounds like a Game of Thrones movie chapter title. What's up, Japanese guy? Nice to meet you, man. I wish I could pronounce that. I don't know what those characters are. I have no clue because I am American. We are ignorant. Sorry to have missed that. Ooh, cool. That's how I said. I need more triangles, Andy. You named it. You named it. They call those polygons. Polys. I'm just kidding. I like triangles too, man. You're a triangle kind of guy. You're not square. You're not at all square. You are a triangle, my friend. Here's the deal. Here's the deal, Pickles. We gotta add some more subdivisions. I kind of want these to be here and those to be there, and kind of a subdivide of here, right? Look at this thing. This thing got all funky. This thing is like, I'm gonna splay out. That's already like working right there. We just need to quickly fix this puppy. Yeah. We'll do a quick little fast and furious there. Save our work. I think we're just about there. We didn't really texture this, but you know what? Because I can't get enough. I mean, if I substance painter this, it would be quick. But look, you're not really seeing much detail there. But what if inside it we could create some really nice details and some texturing? So what I want to do, people of the world, let's get out of that. Okay, the wire's looking good. We're also going to have some wire. It looks like some wires come up and out of this and do some stuff here. It's going to create some cool, interesting stuff over here too. And we have some windows, I think, maybe to build in over here. We might want to do some windows. One window here, maybe two. So what we want to do, we're going to be quick about this. We're going to be super quick. I swear. Let's export this FBX. New folder. Right building wall sconce. I don't know how to spell sconce, but right RB wall sconce. Make sure that selected objects is in fact selected. And now that that FBX is exported. Let's open up Substance Painter because we love working in Substance Painter. No, I'm not a modeler by trade. I'm actually an actor, filmmaker, kind of dude. But I've just been a 3D hobbyist for a while, for like way too while. For like 20 years I've been messing around with this stuff, but only recently, only the past 2 years, have I really jumped into things and improved quite a bit. Oh, well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't model everything, and I don't think if in creating projects you have to model everything. For instance, this is not modeled. This is a photogrammetry. Look at that. I didn't even decimate it or optimize it. I think I did one level of optimization, decimating. This was even more polys than this before. But the reason it looks so dope is because it's based on a real life object. Now, I don't recommend that for everything. Like, I didn't model this. I got this off of Sketchfab. I got this dumpster off of Sketchfab for free to use, and everything else I modeled. But like, you don't need to. No, I didn't model this apartment building in the back. It's just a very simple background asset. These things you don't need to model them. But I recommend, if you are a terrible modeler, as you say, and you want to get better and you're interested in getting better, then don't go out and get these assets. Like, I could model this. It wouldn't look as detailed and as good necessarily because this is photogrammetry, but I could model this. But to save time, just go grab somebody else's model. If you're allowed to, make sure it's free and royalty free and all that crap. And also, don't ever try to pitch your work as like, if I have a bunch of other people's stuff in my work, I mention it. People like to hear. If you post an image on a forum or Discord or something, they're like, "Well, did you create all of it?" That's like a go-to question, I guess. So you just have to put in the beginning of your posts and stuff. Here, I'm creating an environment, not all the objects created by me. Some of them are disclaimer. But environment artists aren't expected all times to create every mesh in the image. That'd be silly, right? Plus, if my boss, if I worked for a 3D company or a game company or something, and somebody's like, "Hey, can you model me a fire hydrant?" I'd be like, "Yeah." And I work for what, like 30 an hour at my minimum. So how long would it take me to create this and texture it, UV unwrap it? 4 hours to do a good job, to make this look great. That would be over $100 or whatever. If I could go out to even purchase a hydrant that costs less than that and looks good, I'm saving me and my boss money, and I'll keep my job. But if I charge them constantly for working every hour, I won't keep my job as long. Yeah. I have stores on Sketchfab, CG Trader, Blender Market, and another other place. I won't go on TurboSquid. I refuse to. That was the very first site I used back in the early 2000s. I still have my username is TurboDog, and I have the most rudimentary models up there. I have like a clock, which I recreated on my store also, on my new store, just for sentimental value. Basically, I recreated a little like desk bedroom clock, alarm clock, kind of like as an homage to myself, back to my first models. And this was on 3D Studio Max in the early 2000s, and I have like a VHS tape that's just like 6 polygons right? And I textured it with Conan the Barbarian, like this VHS tape. And it's like, yeah, I made a VHS tape and textured it. It looks great. Put it on Turbo Squid. Anyway, Turbo Squid, although you can find a ton of stuff on there, I still feel like the site is antiquated. It's like, because it's one of the first sites that was out there, it's still like owned by some 60-year-old dude or dudes, and that are like, they don't care about updating their site. I just don't like Turbo. The stream, Muhammad, is going to be for another maybe hour, and then I have to get to work on my other project. Yeah, the company I worked at. God, I wish I knew what to call you. J-Man? Can I call you J-Man? Is that's not racist, right? You know what I mean. I worked at a company, Armored Pictures, and I got hired from a friend who was working in After Effects there, and his buddy, who he had become friends with, was looking for Blender artists. Out of all places, this doing realistic commercial perfume bottles, makeup cases, like doing realistic product renders. The director is like a known French director who did it live action. He usually did all of his stuff live action, but he decided to go CG for this year or two that he went CG. And I got hired on as a junior artist, and everyone on the team was using Blender. And they had money in that. They had like 5 workstations, a little render farm with, 22080s, and at the time that was fast. A Threadripper and like all this stuff. Like we were doing work in Blender. That's where I learned most of my shit fast. You're forced to, right? We were like on a team. It was a team of only like 4 or 5. Mainly the CG team. Blender team was only 3. Supervisor, me, and a student from college doing an intern, a paid intern basically. But yeah, I mean, that makes total sense. I do not know why you would need to go out, if you don't need to, and buy a license in Maya or Max or Houdini or whatever. Blender, if you can find somebody that knows how to work in Blender, it's free. Corridor Crew. I've never heard of Corridor Crew. What was the main thing next I wanted to do? Oh yeah, we're bringing this substance painter. Let's duh. Let's quickly bring we're going to do this one real quickly because it's such a simple item. Hopefully the normals are good to go. What? What? Did it do it? What's going on? What? First of all, let's just quickly go into edit mode. Mesh, normals, recalculate outside. Just for the heck of it. Then we're going to re-export the FBX. Wall sconce, selected objects, export. Back into Substance Painter. Let's just start a new project. New, wall sconce, 2K textures. Discard that bad boy. I feel like the normals are like in a direction where I can't see where it is, but no. It's not importing anything. Oh, you know what we forgot anyway, ladies and gents? Because let's go in here, zero out to scales, go to edit mode U. Let's do smart UV unwrapping at 0.01 island margins. And now that it is UV mapped, it might see something. Before it was like not seeing anything because it wasn't UV mapped, maybe? New. Let's select the wall sconce again, 2K textures, blah. Discard that bad boy, and there we go. And this UV is fine. This UV is fine. We're gonna do it super quick. So let's go in. We don't need to do much here. Bake these meshes. We're gonna bake the 2K curvature map, ambient occlusion map, all that crap. Beautiful. And we're gonna quickly throw on a smart material here. Yellow. Somebody's talking to me in Japanese or Korean or Chinese. How's that? Am I being trolled? I've never been had a call that is in like it's from New York and it's an automated call in Japanese. I'd like Corridor Crew. Yeah, Blender's gonna stay free forever. That is their mantra. Right. Without a doubt, 100% it's gonna stay free. And it's gonna continue to get so good that it's gonna crush Maya and Max. I don't think it'll crush Houdini unless they Houdini is just like their particle effects and like they're the mass package that big companies use. I mean, it's close. Houdini's not blowing like Blender can do a ton of what Houdini can do, but when you're talking about like liquid sim and fire particles and like one of the cool things, some of the things you can watch in movies recently are, I forget what movies, but when you see like a character like melt and turn their skin and stuff turns to jello and hits the ground like and it's like moving jello and mushy shit like like that's Houdini. Like that kind of stuff is being done with Houdini. I've seen it recently because it became popular for a minute. A couple of movies used those kind of soft body particle effects of like melting, moving, liquidy, viscous jelly, and those can be done in Blender and MantaFlow and stuff. But to get the high quality you see on those, AA, AAA movies, they're using Houdini probably. Hippie hoppity. What's I'm the Muffin Man? Cool. I guess. Isn't that weird though, guys? I just got a call from New York that was just auto talking Japanese to me. That's never happened before. The hard body, rigid body, soft body work in Blender is great. If you know what you're doing and you have a powerful enough computer and the time, you can create absolutely realistic destruction in Blender. I'm off on a tangent, guys, but let's pick a smart material. But when it comes to certain particle effects, I think like water simulation or certain particle effects, Houdini is still the best thing. But there's, Max and Maya don't have anything on Blender now, barely anything. Some people might say the animation is better, the bipod skeletal animation rigging is better in Max or Maya, and I think that's all preference at this point. But like sculpting, Blender's got some great sculpting in it now. But can it compete with ZBrush still? No. ZBrush is still a better sculpting thing. You can't have everything, right? Like Houdini tries to have everything, but that is also like try to get a license of Houdini. That shit's expensive, man. You're paying for all of that. But this is free and it does great stuff. And this Substance Painter is only $150, and I think it's completely worth it. All right, let's get this steel painted. We already used this steel painted, so let's use this steel painted. We're not going to use red, though. do we want to use? Let's add some edge wear to that, more edge wear. Actually, let's add some smart masks real quick to that. Some dirt cavities, which we're okay with being just base there. And let's add some more edge work on there. Let's see what the curvature on this is. Let's go into the actual material. And just add a little bit of that. Then let's add another one, which is going to be kind of, where's the leaky? I like the kind of leaky, dirt leaky. Yeah. But we're going to change, of course, the color to a darker color there. And we're going to make sure the roughness is more wet. It is, I guess it is a little wet there. It's good, right? Look at that. Look at it! See, like creating this kind of simple, easy texture is super easy in Substance Painter. But if you had to create this in Blender at a node-based system, it would be way more difficult. We're going to add a normal to this. I know I said this is going to be super quick. Isn't Houdini what the Jawas say in Star Wars? Houdini. I don't know. The voodoo? Aren't they into hoodoo? I don't know, man. It's so racist. I know Jar Jar is racist. Yeah. Houdini. Well, C4D, dude. No. I don't think C4D is better than Blender. I think it might be set up to do, right, architectural stuff a little bit better, maybe. Because that's what it used to be. C4D spawned from AutoCAD, basically, right? Which was one of the AutoCADs to do architectural blueprinting and stuff, and then it transformed into its own 3D package. And there are hardcore C4D users. You don't talk to anybody. Who do you know that uses Houdini? Do you know anybody? I don't. But I know there's a lot of people being paid a lot of money to use Houdini. I don't know any of those people. But yeah, a lot of people using Max and Maya. And there's a lot of people using C4D, but again, I don't know anybody personally who uses C4D. It's another one of those kind of niche, like, fanboy apps. Married to Michael Caine. I'm Michael Caine. Is that Michael Caine or Yoko Caine? Okay, we're getting sidetracked as usual. So let's go in and quickly create a normal here. Just to give it some interesting solidity. We're going to do some bolts. It's only a 2K texture. Let's hope the bolts look okay on it. Boom! Got some bolts. We're not even going to see this side, but just in case I ever wanted to sell this model, which I will never sell this model, we're going to put bolts on the other side as well. And so that's not all. We have to make sure that these bolts this bolt is used as an anchor point. And when you create normals, we want these normals to pull off the information of the stuff that's the curvature maps and stuff. We want to make sure that that's the case. We'll color this bolt in too, but let's start with, it's a normal, so let's go into, which one's our dirt cavity? I forget. But we're going to tell all of these to use as a reference. Micro details, yes, true. We're using a normal. We're going to tell it to use the anchor point here, and then reference channel is going to be normal. So there's that. And we want to make sure that this is actually not this color. We're gonna do that. So now it's kind of like taking the normal map and sort of solidifying it into the solid surface by taking the other informations. And a lot of people don't do that. They don't add micro details in their normal maps. I mean, the pros obviously do, but there's still a lot of beginners that are like skipping the micro details phase because it's confusing at first. Let's go into this mask. Make sure micro details is true. Good. Micro normals, anchor point, normal. Reference channel, normal. Alright, that didn't do anything, but that's fine, because that's just the leaky bits. It probably did, but we can't really tell. I wanted to mainly just make sure that the crevices in that one of those maps went into the holes here. Now let's go into and create a paint layer. We'll just call this paint. This is taking longer than I would expect it, but that's how it always is with me. I'm like, I'm gonna do this quickly. And then, but you know, it's good to be slightly a perfectionist when you do stuff like this. Let's go into brushes, basic hard. We only want it, let's kill that normal. We only want color and metallic. Color and metallic, turn metallic all the way up. What I want to actually do is go to materials and find a base color like that a screw would be, kind of, in a way. Iron rough, and drop it into the base channel here. And then we're going to go over here. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to bring this to the top. There we go. And I think it's painting over some of our like cool details we have. So we're going to try to drop that probably down a couple channels and see if we can pick up some of the dirt and details so that it's not just this flat metal texture, right? Let's see what happens. Yeah, there we go. That, even just dropping it one more below. Okay, we're good there. Don't like that. I think we're gonna just go with that. However, let's do a top thing, because I still feel like that's ever so slightly, I want some more crevice information in there. God, I'm being so picky, but let's go artistic. Let's go dirt. We're gonna shrink this way down. We're gonna take the base color off metal. Hippity hoppity, dude. Shut up, AJ. Just this morning I got called from a Canadian who said my Chase card is being canceled and I don't even have a Chase card. Ha! Exactly. Dude, I got called from Chase last month. Doing something, offering me something as if I had something already. And I'm like, dude, I'm not with Chase. Same thing. I think they went on a worldwide spree there trying to... Oh, you do have people calling you in different languages? Yeah, I've never had that happen, dude. Yeah, Substance Painter is ridiculously cool. I really enjoy working in CG. See what I'm going to do here is just quickly paint in where that is. So we can add a little bit more depth in there and dirt, you know. I don't want it to be too shiny, do you know what I mean? This is an old screw, so screw you. Let's go in here a little more lot of them all there, and then, you know, like, hey, it's a destroyed screw. And do we want to do the other side? God, we're being lazy, but yes, we have to, right? Because I would feel like it's wrong. It's just wrong not to do the other side. I'm going to be more lazy with the painting, but okay. And guys, you know what we can do? Let's go back to normal. And this time we're gonna do, actually we're gonna do height. I keep making this. That's the thing, is you can keep fleshing out a simple object to be, okay, let's go to height to be so detailed. So let's just go to height and make it like in here. Let's go to alphas. I'm just kind of giving you guys a rundown of what Substance Painter can do as well here. We want some dents and scratches, don't we? I mean, these are sometimes tricky to do. Like stuff like that is cool, right? It's deteriorating. It's deteriorating, but we don't want it to just to deteriorate, right? We don't want it to do just that stuff. Look at that. That's cool. Let's see. What is this? Yeah, look at that. It's a scratch. Okay. We scratched it. All right, so what we want to do is go into now the same thing with these details. You want these to have micro details as well, right? So we use the height as an anchor point, and we go find what mask we want. That one's using the normal. We're going to need to create another one, so let's create one up top here, which is going to be smart mask. We're going to do another dirt cavities, and we're going to tell this dirt cavity to use micro height this time, the anchor point for height. Make sure the base color is set to height. There you go, see? And it's doing what I want it to do. So it's going inside here on the normals and creating some sweet little dirt bits in there. Look at that, Substance Painter. Hello. And we're done. And we're really done this time, right? And that is way too much work for something that is not going to be seen. What do we call this? RB wall sconce. I don't even think that's how you spell sconce. Yeah, it's gone through some shit. Well, look. I mean, look at the alley. This alley has seen some shit, right? There's a New York alley. I don't know where the hell it's from, but anyway. So let's go in here. Let's go to shading. Let's create a new material here. We'll call this T_RB wall sconce, because we try to keep our naming conventions. What? Why are you? That was weird. Let's go to T meshes. Right building wall sconce. Oh, we didn't even do it, guys. Let's export these textures. I was just seeing if you're paying attention. Let's go to meshes, right building wall sconce, and create a PBR folder for that. PBR, and it's gonna do 2K textures. And 2K is good for the still life. Now we can go in here, use Node Wrangler, meshes, wall sconce, PBR textures, and we grab them all and put them on and save the file and render that crap. Yeah, right. Exactly. What, you referencing Cyberpunk? Look at this. You can't even see it. You can't see any of the details I put into that. If you have, look though, if you have the right angle, if you have the right angle there, you're gonna see some dope shit. Am I right? But look at this. What we're gonna do is, cause it's a shame that I put all the, but that's CG work, right? You put all this work into one piece, and it doesn't get seen. I mean, I knew it was not gonna really be seen, but I mean, we need to have some moonlight on that or something. Christy Alley. Did I make a Christy Alley reference? Hippity? Hippity hoppity. Oh my god. I gotta get quick to maybe soon eating something, or again my brain is gonna turn to mush. Exactly, dude. Optimization, Andy. Don't recreate stuff. Take this, bring it down here and be like, 100% be like, that. I mean, Fire Hydrant is wearing a hat now. It's wearing like a little visor lid. 100%. Thank you. Nobody. Yeah, of course you can reuse stuff all the time. I try to. I mean, the idea. I mean, realistically, that's what I did with these wires, right? I just took these wires and put them over here. Basically, reused them. Reuse the telephone poles. It's all about reusing. Reuse these boys. Now, what if we let the moonlight light this side of the wall, and we let this light these sides of the wall? If you look at the reference image, there's no moonlight here lighting anything, like, because you can see if there was moonlight, strong moonlight, these wires, these telephone pole wires up here would be rimlit, would be backlit from the light, moonlight. But we're cheating. We're taking some creative license with this. Am I right? So why don't we try that as an experiment? Because you got to do that. Let's experiment. Let's take the moonlight and rake it across this direction. It's going to create completely different lighting that we had over here, but we're going to do it. You add an aerial light, Sahas. No, yeah, exactly. I did. There is an aerial light up there. There is a moonlight, which is a sun lamp that's blue. Oh yeah, exactly. And bring the HDR down. I already brought the power of the HDR down. The HDR is set to 0.5 or 0.7. This is the HDR in the background. You can see obviously the stars and these blurred buildings are from the HDR. Look at this. So we're getting some different stuff. Look at this. Now this wall here is super lit. And we're getting some of these wire shadows on this building, creating some more interesting things. However, there's good and bad to this. The good is we're getting some cool wire shadows and more information on this wall. However, this wall is boring as shit, and this texture is subpar or par. So, and we're not even gonna get, see, look at all the work I did on this lamp, and it didn't matter. I was hoping I'd get some information in here maybe to show that it's old, but this is fine. So we're allowing this wall light now to be lit by this whole scenario, which is cool. We want that. We're getting some cool shadows here. This AC unit is casting some cool shadows here just from this, no longer from the moon. We're getting these wire shadows that are groovy. This wire shadow, this wire shadow. That's cool. I like that lighting scheme maybe better. The HDR isn't doing a shit ton, I don't think. This orange glow, I mean, this lighting here and this lighting is underlit from this light and this light. This light's mainly the underlighting light, casting, hitting here. And these lights are breaking through the fence here, obviously, and creating this kind of light, which I don't hate. And these shadows, that's cool. The HDR light is creating this light, though. Like I was saying yesterday about this whole point. This looks really cool. And this hard light here, which I don't mind at all, is actually from an HDR. Like, let's do a save iteration. And our renders. We're on number 12 now. This light right here, you'd think it would be from a practical. But there are no practical lights out there. That is simply, if I do a render, which will take a second, an in viewport render, this light, this HDR light, is emitting enough light from nothingness to light this, to hard light this here in this really weird, interesting way, which I find fascinating. That an HDR does that. It's so cool. For shits and giggles, see, look, no, my strength of my HDR is set to 0.1. It's almost non-existent. Hey, good morning. Um, what's up, guys? I don't know why it's funny to just show up, drop in on camera with a banana in my mouth. Man, I've got some pandemic hair. AJ, I'm curious what your hair looks like. AJ's still around. I feel like I want to have this, the back of this telephone pole. I don't want it lit. I want it to be more silhouette. But the HDR is what if we do 0.01 on the HDR strength and do a quick render? Let's see what happens. I lost 2 people. I love it. I have 8 viewers. I come in and sit down and start eating a banana. 2 people leave. Even with 0.01 on the HDR, it's still kicking out light. I'm gonna try to stream almost every day. Not every day, but I'm gonna try to keep busy in CG. Every week I'm gonna have a project, basically. So I'm gonna try to work on a project every week, and I'll try to stream that project. So that's the answer. I can't tell you exactly. There we go. See, look, this is now silhouetted, which is way better. We didn't want to see that kind of. It's not a great asset, 3D asset. This telephone pole, I didn't create it. It was made. Did I create this one? God, I can't remember. But that's cool, and I really like how these strong shadows are here, right? Because like this is more realistic to this a little bit. This has some fill light over here, but getting this information right here with the pipes and the wires are looking a lot like this. Like it's looking pretty good. Like this area here is looking pretty good like this. Now I'm not trying, like I said, to create a one-to-one of this image. This photo of this back alley is just a reference of inspiration and style, and I'm copying it for the most part, but I'm not trying to do a one-to-one. But I'm really digging. It's good to see like these dark shadows and dark the word I'm using, levels, these dark levels back here are very similar to these dark levels, and they're creating some fun stuff going on here. I like it. And this if you see the pipe specularity here, it's really mimicking this pipe specularity pretty well. These pipes look good. I like the all log it. I'll log it. Ha! Wait. Am I hosting on it? I'm Shit, I'm hosting on Chatterbait too. I gotta turn that off. Where is that? I accidentally turned that on too. Damn it. Wait, I know Chatterbait. Stop saying that word. I can do some ASMR though. I'll give you some of that. I'm not going to tell you which one, but one of my videos, one of my recent streams, I am listening to ASMR. Like, I listen to all kinds of ASMR sometimes. And this was like ear licking ASMR. And I didn't have it on, like my audio on or something. But it was coming through on the stream a little. You can hear a little bit of it coming through. And if you really pay attention, you're like, what is that noise? Because it's so subtle, I don't know if it's just coming out of my earphones or or it was bleeding through the channels. I don't know, but I was like, oh no. And also when I bring up, I love it when I bring up my YouTube, if I bring up like a YouTube, like the stream, or like I'm listening to Blade Runner right now as a soundtrack. You'll see on my like recently watched videos or whatnot, you'll see sometimes like ear licking ASMR. Like, that's irrelevant. Anyway, guys, we're working in CG here. That's what we're doing. So let's save this image because I'm happy where I'm at. Let's save this image iteratively as number 12 instead of 12. What do we want to create now? I think let's create quickly, since we have we just did it last. We created these wires coming over here. We stole from these wires and put the wires over here. We're going to put the wires up here, bring it up, and have them kind of splay out and droop down over here, going off camera a little bit. As this is kind of, these are coming up. I'm doing something, you can't really see what's going on over there, but we're going to take some creative liberties with that as well. So let's quickly go in and make that happen. So the first thing we want to do, we'll zoom into our area of question. Let's select all of these. I focused on the wrong thing. Let's grab our wires here. And we will grab this one here. Maybe this one. We'll just grab both of these bad boys here. We're not going to grab. Obviously, we're not going to see most of this wire set, right? But let's select the wall. Select this. Let's isolate all of this stuff. Come over here. Let's go to wireframe and crash Blender. Well played, Blender. Let me quickly Venmo them some money. The Blender Foundation sent. Okay. Okay. And lose 2 people. Thanks, Blender. It's 2.92. I have to. You know what? Didn't they just do a recent update? Maybe that's gonna solve some of my issues. I need to update that. Maybe. Pick that. Thank you. Maybe I need to update. Isolate 1. Let's see if it does it again. Wireframe. Oops. Object mode. Wireframe. Nope, didn't that time. What does it think we're selecting here? Okay. 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 Hey, thank you. Let's copy paste over here. And it's coming out of the top of the wire a little bit there. And we're really not going to see a ton of this, but what we want, I kind of want this information displaying here, even though it would be kind of copied here. Let's create our own new splaying. So let's go into edit. It's not working, is it? There we go. and work it from here. Kind of pops up there. We can even make these a little harder edged, and maybe we'll throw a clamp, a wire clamp there, and then maybe we'll throw a wire clamp here as well. And then I think it starts going off of camera already here. Look at this. So what we want to do is not have it come up as much and start splaying almost immediately. Does that make sense? So back here, select all these bad boys. We don't even need some of this information, but we'll delete that later. Let's have it come down less. And then we'll start splaying some of these. Where's that skinny wire? We want that skinny wire. Which one is the skinny wire? This is the skinny wire. All right, so since we did stuff, let's save our work. Oh man, I love people. People love to troll. It's not even, here's the difference. Hippity hoppity, what you gotta learn. There's trolling and there's being an asshole. And the younger generations just, they don't understand the difference. If you thought Blade Runner was lame and boring, well, you have your own opinion, but I feel like you're being harsh there, because you can say it wasn't your cup of tea. Saying lame and boring is ridiculous. I mean, because I'm super picky, hardcore sci-fi guy, and I think it's one of the best sci-fi movies ever made. So, I mean, technically speaking, acting-wise, production value, like everything about Blade Runner is on point. And for somebody to be like, man, I didn't like Blade Runner, that's lame and boring. It's like, you're a troll. But not really. You're just an asshole. Hippity hoppity, dude. I love you, dude. Thanks for stopping in. What's your favorite movie? No, but really though, what's your favorite movie? And don't say The Godfather or The Shining or something like that. Shawshank Redemption. My favorite movie. What's my favorite movie? IMDb. Let's look up IMDb. What's the 100 best movies? See, number one is Shawshank. My favorite movie is Shawshank Redemption.
Bye.
Bye, baby. All right.
Okay.
I love you. I'll see you soon.
Love you.
Bye. Okay, so we basically did what we wanted there, but what we need to do is use these bad boys in a couple of spots. We want to use it right there. We want to use it right there. And we're not even seeing this junk over here. This is way off camera. But we're seeing the fraying there. It's kind of cool. I kind of wanted a little bit more than that, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Let's make it a little more chaotic. And this is obviously what we want to do. Okay, so what we want to do is, what's up, hippity hoppity, dude? I mean, are you here? Did you post the flame war on Blade Runner and then like get up and leave? Are you thinking of a comeback? Do you even know how to come back? No, but I really wanted to know what your favorite movie was, Hibbity Hobbity. I mean, be honest. Is it Serendipity? Is it A Walk in the Clouds? A River Runs Through It? Okay, let's see. Let's get this. Let's try to get this going here. Works for me. Now, do you see? Yeah, you do see the other back end here, don't you? So let's do it. Didn't I add another one over there? No, I thought I did. We added one here, so let's just get in on this one right here, quick. Is that gonna mess this one up? I don't want to do that. So what we want to do is.
Andy.
What? You just said Andy's name and he immediately posted a crying, laughing icon. He's in here. What?
What?
Why'd you say Andy?
He goes, don't leave the house yet. Where are you? Little fucker.
He's on the stream.
I know he is.
Oh, Andy. We love you. The Toxic Avenger. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know the director personally. Mm-hmm. It's a cool movie. I mean, you saying Blade Runner is lame and boring, and saying your favorite movie is Toxic Avenger, you know, we'll leave that up to the critics. But I get it. You like Howard the Duck as well. The new Charlie's Angels remake. God, that movie was stellar. Did you there's a review that did a 3-act breakdown of the new Charlie's Angel and the complexity of the characters, the protagonist and antagonist, and the depth in which the MacGuffin was used, how the double twist at the end. Hippity. Seriously, dude. Are you trying to? I can't tell. I mean, that last post. I'm trying to keep a cool community here of family-friendly stuff. So, if you're gonna keep posting stuff like that, I will kick you out. Just so you know. So, are you being cool? Are you being a troll? Can you just keep it mature? Keep it family-friendly in this channel, please. I know you scrolled up. What do you mean? I know you scrolled up. I'm talking about you're scrolling up. Anyway, moving right along here. Let's try to get these inside here. get this? What? Where's my blue one? This is my blue one. Okay, so it's this bit. Okay, cool. Oh. And we want this bit. Yeah. We want something different. Yeah. Bring this down here. Yeah. What is this one? What? Oh, that's way over there around the corner. What is this? Oh, is that still, that is the case, isn't it? These wrap in here, which we don't even need these bits. We don't need those bits. And we wanted one more of these over here, if I'm not mistaken, just to clamp this vision. I'm not doing family friendly. You can cuss and you can, I swear from time to time, and I'm not, trying to just, but if you saw his comment, it's like, why? Why? Why that comment? We're not even gonna really talk about that comment because it was just stupid. All right, let's try to get this green wire just in there. Okay, and we've got that one set up. So cool. Let's save our work. Hey, don't call it a comeback. That was Ice Tea or Ice Cube. Maybe Ice Cube is Ice Cube. Don't call it a comeback. Andy, you're gross too, man. You keep yourself under control, sir. Oh my goodness. I need to hydrate. Hydration stations. I have 4 viewers now. You guys hard, staying strong, hippity hoppity. He's gonna stay here. My abracadabra was pretty small. Hey, it's slightly above average, man. Okay? Let's get it straight. In the immortal words of I'm having a stroke. Whoa. Whoa. Why did that go? Did it crash? 0.01. Yeah, we liked the lower HDR with the crisper shadows and stuff. So let's turn that back to 0.01 and re-render. Yep. Beatboxing. Have you seen what's that guy's name? My name is Dex. I want to become a beatboxer champion. Remember him? Remember that meme? That guy that made it popular? Like, what was that? 5 years ago? Was it 10? More than 5 years ago. But it's this little Asian kid, and his beatboxing was like so good. It was like robotic. I mean, those people that get into beatboxing are like they're making sounds that you don't understand humans can make. Hip man, hippity hoppity, dude. Your humor's on point though. Good stuff. Cool. Yeah, this is doing what we want. The wire is coming up here, doing this thing, splaying out here, blah blah blah. Looks good. Now, keep in mind, obviously, these are all low sample renders. So you're going to get a lot of noise and stuff. And the denoiser will remove most of that, but it'll also smear some textures and information. So when we up the samples going forward, it'll clear up a lot of that. So yeah, these look good. This looks good. It's fine. I still can't believe we put so much work into this lamp texture being all degraded, and and you don't see any of the information on it. That's fine. I feel like we could reuse this also somewhere else if we ever needed a quarter circle lamp. I feel like compositionally wise, this telephone pole could be pushed back a little bit, so it's not like riding the edge of this door frame. I feel like riding the edge of this door frame causes a weird brain confusion. I was originally going to create a billboard. This light here and wires are actually filling up the space kind of nicely, because in the reference image, this wall, as boring as it is mostly brick. I mean, this brick texture is 10 times. This isn't a brick texture. This is a brick real life. This real life brick wall is way more interesting than this CG bullshit crap brick texture here. But it is still one big brick wall, basically, with just a light, wires, and a few windows up top. So I'm going to do that too. I'll add a few windows up here that you can just see barely coming into the frame. I will at some point work on this brick texture and lay down a really quality brick texture that I think I can do better than this. Over here in the second building, see, if in the reference, the second building here isn't being lit up nearly as much. There's not as much information. It's not really, see, I copy pasted this building. Am I gonna sneeze? I basically copy pasted the building, flipped it, and created a second situation over here. They're identical. They don't need to be identical. They're kind of, I was thinking about putting like a billboard, like some kind of like back alley kind of like company billboard. Yeah. To fill this building up. I don't like this building being kind of a perfect square here, and I think what we can do is add some windows here as well, a couple of windows, not necessarily boarded up like this, but you motherfucker. You motherfucker. Okay, so we're friends in real life. Who are you? Yeah. I see what you mean. To be like some kind of thing that sticks out of the ground over here, like a vent, like or a rain thing. Dude, who's hippity? Let me see. Who do I drink pina coladas with at happy hour? Steve? Justin Hawkins? I'm being trolled by 3 of my real life friends here. Hilarious, guys. You're so funny. All right, Hippity, one more clue. Like, did I name you already? Like, I don't drink pina coladas with too many people at Tiki. That's funny. I know there's real life. There's trolls. There's people that come on streams. People streams all the time. And oops, I dropped something. And they troll people, and they're kind of dicks. I couldn't tell if you were just like what you're doing, but it's funny. Is it Steve? Steve on YouTube wouldn't be hippity hoppity though, would he? Is it Steve? It's not Justin. It's not Justin, because Justin wouldn't be no. I'm streaming randomly. But I do drink pina coladas with Justin. It's gotta be Steve. And because it's Andy, AJ, and Steve. Wait, what? You little. Now it's just you guys. Everyone's left. Okay. I actually have to do some work on this, or we're gonna lose viewership. Like, it's big time difference between 4 and 7 guys. Big time. If I don't work on this, seriously, if I don't work on this, my life is over. I am out of coffee, people. What do you think of the new render? Yeah. CG talk. I'll be right back. Getting some more coffee. All right, you butt munches. two new people joined to me saying butt munch and then immediately left. What's up? I never know all these people dropping in. I wish a new person could drop in and you could like fish a line and like catch them and like you reel them in and then they subscribe. Like every time though, like every time. Say Haas. Yes, you are, dude. Mohammed's probably still here, right? Okay, so what do we want to do next? What do we want to do next? The first thing I want to do, because it is bugging me, is I want to I want this telephone pole-ness. Let's go to telephone poles, select all the objects of all of my telephone poles. Why is this apartment building in telephone poles collection? Dude, I can't get behind that. Can't get behind it, homie. Wait, where are you at? Why are you over there? What? Okay, there we go. So, I want this to be in a new collection. BG buildings. That. Okay, anyway, let's go back to telephone poles. Select all of our telephone poles. Let's deselect all of these bad boys. I saw those lights. You guys are in telephone poles too. We'll fix you later. Don't try to hide. So is this the only one I've got now? Yes. We want to go to our camera view and slide this back a little. Kind of right there's okay. I want to show this wire clamp, believe it or not, and I don't want it to go completely to the edge. Hey Silver, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. Yo, 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 yo. Okay, we'll keep that there. Do a quick save just cuz. Blender's acting funky. And what next? What do we want to? What do we want to? What do we want to do next? Man, these cracked. What really adds to this real life image also is the cracked street, the different levels, the cracks, the bits and bobs, and I'd like to get into that at some point in my final run through. I'm going to dirty up the street a lot. This is a cool street texture in general. It's a good street base texture, but adding these cracks and adding particle pebbles and rocks and things all over the place are really going to sell this back alley more. We'll take some creative liberties with that as well, but I should rename my stream Creative Liberties because I keep saying that. It's just a buzzword, man. What is your name? Who else do you know that's this funny? I mean, Steve's pretty funny. What question can I ask you that I'd know? What's something funny about Bob Lazar? Okay. Silver, this is for practice / portfolio. I'm basically going through I've been going through lately and creating environments, and I gotta scroll all the way down to get to the last one. I've been creating environments to try to get more CG work and maybe environment work and just to learn some shit. And why do you have to do that? And so I've been working on just like detailed environments lately to add to my portfolio. McRibs, it's Steve. All he's gonna say is McRib. What's up, Steve? How did you get this YouTube stream going? Did all three of you guys on a chat and you saying let's go screw with Michael on his YouTube stream? These are my three buddies, by the way, in real life that are here, supporting and trolling at the same time. I'll take back the asshole comment because you're my buddy. But you can't, you getting all like sexual and stuff, Steve, on my stream. It's for children, dude. No, but yeah, this is for practice and make more money in CG going down the line, right? Supporting, quote unquote. I love it. Hey, if they want to hang out and add 3 viewers to my concurrent viewers all day long, do it. Thanks, guys. Can I have your bandwidth? Can I have your support? Can I have your jokes? Can I have your company? Like, I was supposed to stop an hour ago, basically. I was supposed to stop like now and start working on my other project. But now that I got my 3 buddies here and, randos stopping in, watching me getting trolled and flamed here, then we're good to go. How can I leave now? So here's where we're at with our CG scene. What do we want to add? What if Let's do it. Let's do it. Perfect. Sold. We'll do it right there. We will do it right there. Love that brick texture stretch. All right, how we solve that real quickly, because we don't want that to live very long. Let's go to UV editing. Look at this. Look how much work was put into this wire wrangler, and you barely see it. Anywho, let's go get out of there. I don't know what that's doing. Oh my god! It's gonna texture render everything in the scene now. It's okay. Don't crash. Okay, solid. There we go. We want to get to there. So isolate these bad boys back to materials. We're on the other side there, right? Yeah, we are. So we don't crash. Okay, good. So this needs to be, these need to be retextured. So we'll go bump, 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 bump. Tell it to smart UV those real quick, like. Boy, those look great. Yo, that ain't matching up. McRibs are they're sus. They are sus. Meat. But man, like they're easy to eat. Like after the bar, stopping in and get some McRibs. They just like with the bun, right? If I remember being the bun like warm and soft too, and it's just like it's good. It's like their cheeseburgers and their quarter pounders, man. Their quarter pounders are just so sus, but so good at the same time. Yeah, they are amazing. Exactly. Hippity Steve. Trying to get this tube to sort of match up, obviously, to what texture. There we go. I think that's good enough there, right? How do these work? How do bricks work on the top? They're gonna be. This is gonna be rotated, right? Right? Yeah. Yeah, like that. Get out of it. Right? I mean, we're not gonna see most of this. The windowsill is gonna come into here. There's gonna be a windowsill here, but we're just trying to match up. We don't care about this. That won't even be seen. Underneath won't be seen. So we're good. We're good with that UV mapping at the moment. We're not going to see obviously the back because the window's going to be there. Now oh man, I just came out of that into material view. Okay, that's fine. Let's save. All this information we don't even need. This isn't even being used. That's not being used either. Wow, there were two sitting there ready to go. not being used. Look at all this. Yeah, this info here is just this building. I just reused it. So lazy. So what we can do is, just so I can kill some geometry in the scene that we do not need, let's isolate these buildings. Let's go to wireframe. Let's go to face select. Psych. Let's go to object mode. Face select. Let's kill all this information. Alright, so yeah, all that information doesn't really have to be rendered now. It's fine. Alright, so we want to steal the window across the street from here. So we're going to take this window and we are going to steal it. Can't even tell what's the back and what's the front. I think I had it right on the other side of the street. I think this is the front. There. Let's see how that plays. Let's render the whole scene and just see how window placement there plays. Sexual? What? Oh my god. You guys, this is a CG stream for kids. I get the chicken sandwiches too, like if I want a quick little lunch or whatever. Sometimes if because I know that the beef is sus as hell at McDonald's, I'll get the chicken, like the really cheap chicken, spicy chicken, whatever sandwich. On the window and the reference windows, I don't really see any windowsill. There's not. It goes straight from brick into like a window back there. Maybe there's a pipe or a wire running along the base. We'll see how good this window looks. I might not be in love with this window, just the window texture design. This isn't my window. I didn't create this. It's one I got online, and it worked, sort of. We'll see. We're not seeing much info there, so it does feel a little flat and too perfect right here. It's funny, the post-processing where it smooths everything out and denoises it uses the CPU, I feel like, because the GPU doesn't ever kick the fan on to do some rendering, but when it goes to the post-processing phase to denoise and smooth everything out, I can hear fans in my computer go like it really kicks up. It kicks up the processing, and maybe that's my CPU. The window looks fine. I mean, it's something. Right now, I mean, this is just one big block, so it's boring, but I like this info here. Like, I like the fence in between the alley, this door, and the light and the dumpster here. All this is looking pretty cool, and these shadows are cool. I like these wire shadows. Once we go through and, build out the character, flesh out this building. Don't go, get your mind out of the gutter. This is really, I love these wires. I've been loving wire work recently. Like one of the things I did recently, a project that got me into kind of interested into wire work on my Sketchfab. Actually, it's the Cyberpunk. I mean, when I went to Cyberpunk, and I looked at one of the models on Cyberpunk, one of the city like billboard models. I just snapped a snapshot of it in game and I rebuilt it. So this is like basically one of the billboards from Cyberpunk that I remade. But anyway, this because I like this wire work just randomly hanging down here, right? And it's like, oh, that's cool. It's pretty groovy. And I don't remember if in the game they had the cell phone towers or the cell phone things here, whatever, the satellites, but I added them. I think they did. But yeah, this is what I made, and I just love this kind of, the wire work really adds a nice thing going on there. Anyway, so I'm trying. I love just how wires can do fun stuff with CG, and they're super easy. Like I remember having trouble making wires in older applications, like setting up the line, and then you set up the circle, and then you bevel it along the circle, and then if you tweak, you have to do, like Max and Maya I had more trouble with, and just working with simple wires. I was like, these are just wires; they should be easier. But for some reason, the workflow was annoying to me. But then I learned Blender and started working and using their technique for making wires, and it just seemed super easy. Maybe it just clicked, but it seemed super easy now to make and manipulate wires. Anywho, these are ending right here. I wonder how realistic it would be, how much more, what it would look better if I actually did put elbows on here that spun these around the building, these pipes. Because right now they're ending there as a cheat. But how many people are going to notice, oh, those are just ending there, they're not wrapping around the building? I don't know. I might add that as a, like this knuckle, kind of one of these things. These elbows over here. Yeah, this looks better over here. This telephone pole looks better pushed off of the door frame. Better compositionally. No, I'm not optimizing this silver for video games. Certainly not VR. This is just a still life, still frame. Although, if you look, like, check this out. I was showing earlier, if I go to Eevee, frickin' Eevee, let's unhide everything. And I do a render in Eevee, a real-time render, which will take 1 second to kick in, load the shaders. But like this looks pretty good, right? This looks like, oh, that looks like a pre-render, but this is real time, man. Look how good Eevee looks with the same. It takes a second to kick some lights in. Like this texture's not, obviously doesn't look nearly as good in Eevee as it does in Cycles, this pipe texture. So that texture's kind of broken with how I have it set up in Eevee. But overall, look at this. This has a really cool look, and it's real time. Like, look how quickly it renders. And like this is Eevee, and this is the Cycles render. Like the Cycles render is definitely better, but this real time thing, man, is impressive. Mm-hmm. You want me to put a candle on the windowsill? How about I make rib? Yeah, would you see a candle? First of all, let's go back to Cycles. It's pretty powerful too, this Cycles situation that I have. I mean, I'm running a 2070, but I have, the Cycles will render and then the denoise is on. So this Optic X viewport denoise is on, which like does a pretty good job of at least showcasing you smoothly-ish how the light's going to look in the final render. Look at that. See, now you're getting some cool stuff off the window there because of the reflection. there. Unfortunately, when we have it at this camera angle, it's not reflecting jack, so you're not really seeing anything interesting or cool with this texture. I mean, this is a really jacked up kind of warehouse style. That's really reflecting the background there. Off of this glass, I believe. Yeah, I mean, having a light come through here. I wonder for shits and giggles. Let me go to solid view real quick. Let's select this. Tell the 3D cursor to be there so we can build on it. And let's build a area light. Rotate this, not delete. Rotate this way, 90 degrees. Psych. Let's rotate this 180 degrees now. And let's go to wireframe. Let's make it the size of the window for the most part. And a little bit behind it. And let's see if this texture is set up to transmit light through it. So go to this light setting. Let's make it 200 watt and make it a tungsten kind of color. And let's see if that actually kicks light through there. No. It's not kicking light through there. Is that even doing anything? Is that even doing... Yeah. There you go. See, it's kicking light out. But... this glass texture isn't a transmission. Glass. Transmission. If this glass texture was set up properly, the transmission... Maybe wait a minute. Yeah, no, yeah, no. Is it letting it see through there? It's like, it seems like it would allow light through there, right? Especially when you turn transmission on, which is what that does. But it's not working. Bring the roughness down. For the glass texture, roughness. The roughness is plugged into something. The IOR is 1.54, 1.333. That's glass, right? I don't think the refraction is going to do much. I'm wondering if the... Where's the light? Where's my light now? Here's the light. And it's just behind the mesh, which is good. That's where we want it. Yeah, it's just the way this. I mean, I don't how to fix that. That looks cool though. I love the reflection there of the city now from because we lowered the roughness. It's a better reflection of the city. Unfortunately, from our angle, we're not getting any interesting stuff from there, right? Unless we added stuff in the sky that it could reflect, but it's not as cool as this reflection shit. But I can't get it to illuminate from the back. I don't know if it would be if I turned on, make it emit light, or let's move this. Let's move this light around and see what's up. Did I see something kick in? What's that? That's like it's trying. It's like it's in the middle of the texture. It's in the middle of the glass, and it's illuminating like weird shit like the roughness map. It's like that ain't right. I mean, that ain't right. But I'm gonna render that. Backface culling, normals. Yeah, okay. I'll check those out. I'll check both of those things out. I'm gonna let this render real quick. I'm gonna tinkle. I'll be right back, guys. Whoa. Why is it taking so long? Yeah, thanks, Andy. Thanks for making me do more work. Hey, why don't you put something behind the window that is backlit, and then I troubleshoot, and it turns into a troubleshooting session. Appreciate it, much appreciated. But this should not be rendering this slowly. Something else is taking up its GPU RAM or something. I didn't increase the samples. And it certainly isn't this window that's slowing my render down that much now. Maybe the area light? There's no way the area light behind that is slowing it down this much more. There's no way. I don't care what we did to that window and added an area light. There's no way this tripled the render time. It's like I increased the sample rate, but I didn't. It makes no sense. I don't think it's going to look great anyway. I'm just testing it. Screw that render. You think the window's backwards? What is it reflecting? Is that its own that's its own HDR that it's baked into there? This is like that's a what's like it's like a gate there, like a wooden gate fence, like some Jurassic. I don't know. That's not what we see anyway when we render. But let's. I feel like isn't there an alpha? The alpha's at 1. Oh yeah, check the normals. I feel like the normals are good. Let's bring this front and back and let's see what's going on. And as a test again, you guys can see that this light is light casting, but it doesn't want to kick through this. We'll just mesh recalculate outside for our normals. And what was the other thing you said? Bring the roughness down. I did. Value. I did that. Backface culling. I don't think we need to mess with the wood. It's the glass texture. And we put the transmission all the way up. Let's bring it back down just to see. Nothing. Hmm. I mean, if I wanted it lit up brightly from the inside, I would use an emission. Move the images, what do you mean? Remove the images. From the glass, you mean? See, I would expect what I'd be able to tell when it was lit would be on the rim of this window. It would be lit, right? But even when it's like this, it's not. It's not hitting the window frame. Ever. You mentioned back face culling before, but I don't think I can do that with cycles, right? Can I? I don't remember. Now this isn't going to be nearly as interesting as going through that muddy, dirty window. It's not even worth it. I mean, if anything, I wanted to do what I did before was just, I would go to the glass, back to the glass situation. I would use this as just a, I wouldn't even use this necessarily, because what I would do is just use the emission, make the glass emit the light a little bit and not worry about. I would have to reconstruct I'd have to reconstruct the window myself. I didn't create this window, so I would build it so that the glass would work. I don't know. I don't have trouble having light transmit through glass. Maybe it is, and we're not even realizing it. But it's just not working with the, oh, does that, oh man, no way. No way. Did I ruin the... there's no way there was that many. What did I change my undos to 15? Alright, well, let's plug back in the roughness and the metallic. And we're not going to worry about it being lit. It's a derelict. It's a derelict. Nobody's home. Let's save our work and go back to what we were doing here. We created one window. Do we want to create another window here? Just to mimic this, to make it look like, so it's not just like, oh, there's one window there. So let's see how the wireframe is making things work. So yeah, let's go in and I think I'm gonna have to redo. I wonder if I'm gonna have to redo the. No, I don't need to redo. I don't even need to change the UV mapping. Is this really larger than this? Are these not the same size? I guess it's the same. But yeah, let's add a second window there. What's this? Is this rendering? Yes, it is. Get off of render. And we'll save our work. And render it to see. I mean, we already rendered it, but I'm gonna go through. Yeah, screw the glass. I already said that. I'm already at that last stage, dude. It's not that important, and what I'm doing is just learning and teaching myself something that I'm not using for the scene anyway. Which I do a lot, but if I get sidetracked for too long, then it's messing with my project, kind of, and boring the shite out of you guys. I mean, we can all learn together and experiment. I don't mind you guys giving me advice. 100%, I love that. Keep that up. But I am probably just going to keep these windows dark anyway. I kind of wish there was something reflecting off of the windows, other than being pitch black. That's my only gripe right now. It just looks like two black boxes, but we know that there's a lot of information going on in there. There's glass, there's roughness, there's a whole realistic looking window ish, and none of it's being seen right now. So we want to try to showcase that. How do we do that though? Because they're so high up in the air, what would they be reflecting, you know? This is looking pretty good. Obviously, we're going to fix a lot of this CG perfect line shit. Sorry, crap, all these perfect lines are going to be fixed with like little bits of grass or rock, a little pebble. All of these, this is the hard edge here, needs to be tweaked. And there's so much work that's going to go into the street map, street texture, after when we near the end of the project. Why is this on frame 2? Instead of frame 1. Exactly, dude. We're on the same page. Too much creativity to give this a single name. Oh, you're there too. That's a name. Oh, yeah, dude. Absolutely. What I was thinking. 100%. You read my mind. Since we did change the moon direction to come from this side, which is good. The moon is coming from this side. We can create a disc that is lined up perfectly to create some reflections on here. Because if you look at these things here and you do a real-time render, this hopefully doesn't die on me for a second. If you do a render on these windows, did we change the roughness again? Like, there's some information being kicked off of there. That looks great. Those kind of things look great. Like that little like shiny light there. That's the kind of stuff I want to get, like something subtle like this off of the render. But unfortunately we're in the night sky, so we need to fake it by creating a fake moon. Moon! They yell at me, man. Moons are white, although they kick out blue light. Let's give it a teeny tiny little blueness. And now here's the thing is, like, we're gonna have to find where, if this works. I mean, here's the thing is, I don't want to create the soft edges, the kind of Fresnel out of focus edges with a color ramp or anything. I kind of want to, first of all, let's have this emit light, right? This is going to be light emitting at a strength of like 15. And we do have a bloom setup. I wonder if that's going to go through, and a glare setup in this is going to be hard to find though, right? I mean, it's going to be hard to find. How does one find this? I guess what we could do is just select this. Just select that. Isolate those. We want to select the other window too as well, though. Bring that into play. Let's isolate these. Make sure we have the moon selected. Just the moon selected. Go into render. Yeah. We can't even see our, I'm going to scale it up like you said a little. Now, that's where we're at right here. The trick, man, to finding this, to finding the rays. Like, what is the angle? What is the angle? I guess, yeah, you could say we make it really big until we find the Is this possible? Make it huge, man. No, you're right. You know, when you're right, you're right. Just to get an idea of where it's going to be. Is that the right angle too? I kind of want it to be at that angle, don't I? Like the reflection. First of all, why is this not? Let's get this back. Let's make the center of origin in the center there. Like that is going to be the thickest reflective point, right? There. That's not the angle of the dangle we want. What's going on? Wow. Okay. What? Are we getting something there? I see a little flicker. I don't think so, though. Let's go up. Let's go down. Whoa. That wouldn't be the angle. Look, it looks like it's creating some reflection, but that's not creating reflection. That's creating front lit. That's being front lit there, right? I assume. Let's try to be smart about this. Maybe where is our frickin' shit? Cameras here. Wondering if there's a smarter way to do this. Is it not the reflection? We're not getting the angle right? Like, let's make it huge, huge. I want to hide it. Because the camera's low, so it should be reflecting high, higher than normal. I mean, I'm seeing, do you see the reflection? I'm pointing at it. If you see that little like specular reflection changing, that's not as a reflection though. That is, oh my God, this is just want to kill myself kind of CG. Okay, so the camera's here. Basically. I think these need to be rotated 90 degrees again. Could I be wrong? And you'd think the reflection, this would pick up some reflection of that. You know? Come on, computer. Whoa! Nailed it! But that's not the actual camera placement, right? That's my eyeball placement. Here at the camera placement, I've lost it. Ay, 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 ay. No, I didn't get rid of the, I didn't disconnect the window. We can get the reflection without disconnecting it. It's funny that I found it. I found it in my reflecting angle, my non-camera angle. But I can't for the life of me. Find it in this is kind of shoot your face off kind of stuff, isn't it? Where you're like, right? Like, I mean, that's what we want. We want to try to find that reflection angle. But I can't. It's so odd. It's so odd. I can track it back, right? Track it back. Oh my God. Okay, that has a lot of play there. That has a lot of play in this angle. And then it's gone. And then we lost it forever. See what I mean? It's like I have to find it here and then trying to figure out what angle. And this is even leaving like okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put it right up against the windows, right, and then track the moon. I'm trying to troubleshoot this. Where's our moon? Where's our windows? Did we? Okay. Okay. All right. We can shrink this because we're going to do this a different technique wise. All right. Let's put the moon directly on the 3D cursor there. Let's go, computer. Okay. Obviously that is not the right angle, right? So where is it? It's over here. Where is it reflecting this freaking crap? Is it way further? Like, shouldn't that be reflecting it? There it is. But then when I go into camera, it's gone forever. Where is the reflection? It's like slightly reflected. Everybody should leave the channel. I can't even figure this out. There is just no way it should be that hard to find the reflection off of this. It's like it wants to reflect, but because of the camera angle, there's something weird about it that doesn't let it reflect nearly as much as when I pull off the camera. So that's a harder angle. Is it just the angle? I think it's just the angle that's killing me, man. It's the angle of these windows that just don't want to, like, when you see the camera angle, there's not enough real reflective info here to get the thing that I want, like, right? Let's move this in front, even more in front. Yeah, I think I'm not. I think it's the angle that it's just not playing the way we want to, and it sucks. And that's I've wasted enough time. I'm not gonna lie. So let's forget about it. What we're gonna do instead maybe is, what does the render look like on this? These, and also what's interesting is that these this window texture, do you see how much light, how much moonlight this brick texture wall is picking up from the moonlight coming through here? These windows aren't picking up any of that information. It's like they're sucking up all the light, which I assume means that the texture is just stupid. Shouldn't emission strength be 0 usually? If you're not emitting any light? Or is that... Well, that is, there's the sun lamp facing towards these windowsills. let's be honest. As far as I can tell, this is a very amateur texturing job anyway. I could make better windows myself. I was just using these windows. I mean, I know this is a material preview, but you can just tell. It's like low res and like substance painted to death with scratches and whatnot. But it should be picking up. Let's see what the other side looks like again. They're both. Which one looks like it's the outside? Which one looks like it's the inside? I feel like that's the inside. I think these both need to be rotated, right? I mean, I see what they're trying to do here, but I feel like if you render this, yeah, I feel like there's something up with this wood texture where it's not taking any highlight information. Look, there's no edging on it. It's like just silhouetting itself. I don't know what's wrong with this albedo. That says 8K. Can't be the right. Okay, I was gonna say, wow, 8K. That's not 8K. Wood albedo. Look, I unplugged the albedo and I already get some cooler information, even though this is way crappy. I feel like the normal map needs to go down. We'll see, but like, is this UV'd? Let's check this out real quick. I'm gonna scrutinize this guy's, whoever this guy's window is, real quick. What? No, get out of there. Excuse me, my goodness. I don't want to have to select all of these things and then unselect the glass. Yeah, I'm gonna replace this whole texture here and use just like a blend kit wood thing. I feel like see, look how the texturing's already tried, like tri-faces. Like this has already been exported and made into tri-faces, so it's harder to create what I want. And I think this is only one-sided windows here. Right. The other side of the window is unselected, I think, as well. I'm just troubleshooting now, but I feel like, are these all the windows? Did I select all the way through? Are they only one-sided? These are just planes. Okay, those are the windows. So that means this is all the wood. Why don't we try something? Let's smart UV unwrap this 0.01. 0.01 might be too much. It just looks like they're so far apart. Okay. That's that. And I'm gonna separate. I'm just gonna let that have its own UV channel, right? I am actually going to separate the glass from that model. So we have the glass separate. We're gonna zero this. No, didn't want to do that really, did I? We're gonna zero the scale out, edit, and then now we're gonna pop those in there as its own situation. Go back into object mode, edit mode here, and let's I know we can, like, we're just going to use blend kit. We're going to use blend kit, and we're going to quickly grab a material. Even though if I brought this into Substance Painter, I would get a lot better edge stuff. But these are going to be so dark still that I just want them to maybe catch some info. We just want to test to see if there's another wood that is going to reflect or take light better than this whatever this wood was, which was like sucking up all the light. We don't know. Let's give a look. See, is that sticking the new texture on it? That's the new texture, right? Oh. Which one was it? We're getting rid of this. There we go. I mean, this material preview, it might look better than that. Do I need to rotate that? Yeah. Cool. I think that's already maybe a better texture than this. Whatever, let's delete this. How's this glass looking here? I mean, I like what they tried to do with all the roughness there, but for our benefit, we're gonna get rid of both of these. We're just gonna add a new glass BSDF 1.33. Roughness real low. And we're gonna just use that new stuff we just made and see if it catches some light better than the other texture did, right? Let's save our work. And render. We might not even see any real improvement, but it's gotta be, those textures were just so like, I don't know, maybe they looked better in Eevee. Your name is so long, too much creativity to give this a single name, that every time I go to read what you say, I have to read through your entire name first to see where you started actually typing. Use a brighter wood. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm. Yep, we're on the same page. I might be able to hide a light behind it. If you notice though, I don't know if it's the glass or if it's the wood or if it's whatever I redid on all this, but it looks like we're getting more highlights than we had before. Let's see when the denoiser kicks in. Because this is only 200 samples with a denoise, so the denoise is going to probably kill some of this information, but let's see what happens when we get the denoise in there. There we go. Now, it's still pretty crap, right? It's still like block windows. And of course these edges here are way too hardcore. They're too sharp for brick. Like these over here, these are beveled. This is beveled. Obviously this is beveled here. Beveled. I'd have to bevel these. They just look way too sharp. And it's still not creating, it's not picking up some edge lighting that I want. Maybe they are just too dark. I have to bite the bullet. Let's quickly go in here. First, let's zero the scale out, and let's go in here and bevel these edges so we can get a little more information. See, this is a beveled edge down there. I think these need to be beveled a little bit as well. Yeah, and you know, ideally, if I was ever gonna be like super picky about shit, I would also, you know, do proportional editing and make some like tiny little imperfections like all over the place. You know what I mean? That's if I was really being super picky about it. So you don't see like super strong lines. Anywho, but that still doesn't solve the thing that these are boring windows that I don't think, like, let's test. Like, what is this glass texture? Does this have a transmission? It doesn't. I think I would need to add a transmission node, a mix shader and transmission node, if I wanted things to be see-through, correct? Yeah, well, there's enough space in here, in between, right, to lay an area light. But you're saying to try to delete these faces. And let's add an area light. But then, like I said, I'm going to have to, I think, and obviously I need to put this close enough where it's like inside the building and it's not gonna. Okay, so now, but this glass texture, right? You need a, am I right? You need a mix shader. Mix RGB? No, mix shader. And have this be, obviously I would want to make the roughness, add roughness stuff on there, but we're not going to do that. Was it translucent? Transparent, right? I don't know how that works, per se. This has transmission already, this glass has transmission already built in. If I expanded this, it's there. I don't need to do this. Okay, cool. So we've got this area light kicking through. Will it rim light it from behind? Let's check. Obviously we want to make this area light a tungsten. Cool. All right. Is this light creating these specular? Okay. No, those speculars are from somewhere else. They're from I think there's a light over here bouncing that, because it's not that, right? No, because that's totally out of the way and it's still. So, which window do we want lit? That one? Or that one? Yeah, it looks much better. It adds some information to what we needed. What if we add in both? So let's down this to like 5 watt to make it just dim enough. And then add another one over here. Okay. Over here. And maybe even make this like 3 watt. But yeah. Let's save our work. It gives us more information. What I'd like to do is maybe add some more wires, like in the reference. The base of this window has like a wire coming along it, or a little pipe and something. Maybe that'll add some, break up some information, but let's render the scene with full render and see what how they play. A huge thanks to Andy. Andy, he's like, why don't you add a candle behind that and backlight it? An hour later, hour and a half later. What's up, everyone jumping in? There's a bunch of people jumping in and out of the channel today. Popping in for like 2 seconds to be like, who's this dude? Oh man, I don't like the way he talks. Bye. And then they just leave. Who knows? I could get like, maybe I could hire somebody to do, I could mouth things I say and then it sounds exactly like Ninja from Twitch, and then I'll just instantly get 30,000 followers. I know, you did ask for a candle. You did, and you didn't. See, candle, would a candle play? Would a candle play? Would you see and understand that was a candle, though? I could create it as a point light instead of an area light and sort of put it at the base of the window. Really? Again, look, this is, the render takes so much longer with, I think one of the reasons it takes so much longer is it's having light go through glass transmission alpha stuff, right? It's calculating bounce and transmission stuff, and I think that literally is increasing, just those 2 windows and area lights are increasing my render time by 3. Yeah, no kidding, man. That just 2 glass shaders added so much. And you know what? I might even, why don't I cheat it, man? Because we're not getting any real reflection off the glass now. We're just getting kind of light shooting through it. I could delete the glass completely, or I could just get rid of the glass shader and make it kind of alpha-y. You know? And my brain is like, too much creativity to give this a single name. At this point, I'm just intentionally like, I read through your name every time almost. I'm getting better at it. I think you're super chill, so I've been lurking while drawing. Also, hi. Hey, Lightfoot Violet. Thank you for coming on in. Thank you. I appreciate that. This is my 3rd day streaming on YouTube, guys. I tried Twitch for a minute. Very few times, mainly for CG, not even for gaming, and I just wasn't, it's just not happening. I come here to YouTube, and in 3 days I've already got way more viewership. I know that seems, this is 7 viewers, but I've already got more response because the keyword searches, like YouTube is just way better, especially I think for CG, for stuff like art, creative and art, even though they try, Twitch is really trying to push that as well. It's just YouTube seems to be doing better. Nobody will know my sins, my omission sins. Yeah. If it's going to increase the time, because this could have rendered 4 times over if that wasn't a glass shader up there, and I don't think it's, that glass shader isn't doing squat. Really. I mean, what's it doing? I'm not getting any index of refraction. I'm not getting any reflection or specularity from it. It's just there to be a quick fix, right? But it's just taking way too long. So let's kill this render. Let's kill it. Let's kill it. What am I moving there? Don't do that. What is that? Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to go into the glass shader. We're going to change this into just a principled. And what, transmission? Alpha transmission? Roughness low. Is this going to work? Let's take this window and select this window, Control L, and take its materials. Is this going to work? See, that's the thing, is should I do an emission shader? Because I don't need any of that crap if I just set the glass up as an emission shader. No, that's not. See, now light isn't it. What? It's kicking through there. Let's increase this to 10. I don't want those to be that lit. You know what I mean? Look at that. Okay, let's save our work. I don't even think I need the light. If I was going to do an emission shader for the glass, I'd just delete these area lights and just use the glass as the emission shader. Let's see if that sped up our render time. Exactly, emission. What? Emission. You really want that glass to be an emission? Should I kill the air? If this is still a very long render because of the area lights, forget this. The first portion is always going to be a little longer. Once it starts kicking in the render, we'll see how fast it goes. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, it's already faster. Getting rid of those two glass shaders. No, I mean, changing that to a principled BSDF and not having IOR and all that other crap sped up my render time quite a bit. And yes, it looks, I am getting light bleed through the window like I want. It's way faster now. That's so crazy that just two glass shaders as in the window panes triple my render time. Guys, if you're in here and you enjoyed yourself at all, hit that subscribe button, yo. You know what I mean? Hit the bell button. I'm gonna try. This is my third day streaming. I'm gonna, I got a new place, new office. I'm gonna try to get a little schedule together of creating environments and working in Blender. Maybe some prop creation sometimes. If you guys are interested, make sure you guys follow the stream. Follow. Christ compels you. Sweet, man. Too much creativity to give this a single name. Thank you. Now, I wish, of course, I mean, we all and still wish that there was like some roughness difference in the glass, but really, would that matter? I think we're just, what's the word? Cutting our nose off to spite our face. That's a saying. Yeah, is that the apropos saying? Proper saying? But that's good. I like those lights in there. They're fine. But because these windows feel still a little blocky, a little too CGE, this wall and stuff. We're gonna add like what I think some wires. We'll add some more sets of wires branching off here, going over along the base, a little group coming up here, and like kind of like maybe even attaching to as a little knuckle up here, and then it'll swing down and connect to one of these transformers. Because these guys need cable too. They need internet. Okay, there is our render with denoise on. We're gonna have to build a tiny room in there. I see what you're doing. You see what he's doing, guys? Do you see that? This is supposed to be an IRL friend. Nice job, buddy. Yeah, that's a great character you have there. He looks really nice. I like the clothing and everything. Can you model his pancreas? what was that? Cool. Man, boy, do I have to get to work on my other projects. We got some good work done though. Let's save this image as one of our iteratives. Here's our progress so far. I like to every hour or so save where we develop the scene so that my ArtStation people can kind of see the step-by-step process. And like I typically don't, and I should change that. I don't block out my scenes prior. I mean, I wouldn't be necessarily blocking out my scene because I have already a reference image. This reference image is my block out, basically, in my head, in my mind movie. What's the line from Tropic Thunder, my head movie? But I don't even like go in and like. I mean, I would consider this a block out. This building's pretty Lego block out. I put a door in there. It looks cool. Instant realism. There's a door. But yeah, I kind of work on the fly, so I don't really have, other than concept art or reference images, I don't sketch out my own or white block out, or what do they call it? White block my scenes out, like they do in game design, level design, and whatnot. We need the stream to end in some hours, not days. What do you mean? I can't do a 24-hour stream? You tell me how to live? Oh, you're talking to Andy? Yeah, I know, right? Well, what I think you need here is too flat, so I think you need a little flower vase in here to add some texture and design to inside the room. Here. And this one you need a painting hanging on the wall in there so you can see the painting on the wall. I don't know, maybe. The depth of field works really nice in the scene. This telephone pole out of focus, this bit slightly out of focus, and the apartments in the background out of focus. That all plays really well. The fence. It's nice. It's one of the big things that adds a good realism to CG. Is depth of field is one of the most important things. You can add stuff like a tiny bit of chromatic aberration, a tiny bit of lens distortion. Those are also like painting with a super fine brush, but those are usually, if you're doing like photoreal architectural renders like Andrew Price does, the blender guru. All right, so we like this render, right? so far, and it's good. And how many hours have we been streaming this morning already? My goodness gracious. I don't know where it says that. Wow. 9. I started at 9 in the morning. So an hour, 3.5 hours, almost 4 hours already. Cheapers. Holy cow. Guys, I gotta get to work. I got some audio, video editing to do for a client. Actual work. I should be getting on. But I blame Andy. Yeah. And too much creativity too. I'm gonna blame you too, just because. What is your name in an anagram? Not anagram. Anagram is what? Names that are backwards that are the same as forwards. Is that an anagram? No, acronym. That's what I'm trying to think of. TMCTGTASN. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to work on that acronym, buddy. We'll just call you TMC. Too much creativity. TMC. You need to make the Burj Khalifa, even though it'll be visible. I will. It'll be in the back, and what I should do is make this actually set in Paris, and I can, right, exactly, model like the Leaning Tower, of Pisa. That's Italy. Or is it? That is Italy. I mean the Eiffel Tower. These world monuments sometimes just, I get them all cross-wired. I'll just put the Leaning Tower of Pisa and the Eiffel Tower behind these buildings. Just because. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Oh, no, yeah, absolutely. That's going to be, I bring that up a lot. I make sure that people are clear on the fact that this road texture the street texture is a great start of a texture. It's high res. It's repeated through several different things. I like it as a base texture. It's got some nice specularity, and there is a normal map on there. But I will be tweaking this street texture quite a bit. I'm going to be adding cracks. I'm going to be adding particle rocks, like probably 6 or 7 different pebble models are going to be painted on here with particle mapping, with particles. Hair emission and whatnot. And I'm going to add trash, debris, papers and debris, crumpled up cans. I'm going ham on this. I'm not letting this street look like this. No, I'm not necessarily going to create all of these cracks. See how all these beautiful cracks here. That's dope. This street looks dope. There isn't a lot of pebbles and debris on this street. Surprisingly, there's some over here. But instead of me creating all these cracks and crazy crap here, which looks amazing, I'm going to substitute that with pebble particles and trash and debris and add a few crack decals in here. But yeah, you're absolutely right. The street is 100% going to be worked on, and I plan on working on that and creating my grunge pass. Well, I have a whole day of all I do is make things look like, add tiny details and stuff like that. Dude, thank you, man. And yeah, that's great feedback, and of course, that's something that's absolutely important. Sweet. Sahas, thank you for stopping in, man. Go to sleep. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for stopping in, man. We're gonna build this community, man. Yeah, the trash can is a little too clean, maybe. I think it's a decent texture, but it's too clean. It might be too clean. I could run that through Substance Painter.
That's not my trash can. This is just a trash can I got from Sketchfab for free. I liked the modeling on it, and in a clean situation, it's very nice. It's actually a decent texture, but yeah, I think it could be dirted up a little bit. Yeah, yeah. No, 100%, 100%. I agree. Yeah, absolutely, and that is what I'm gonna do. These edges are gonna get little grass bits, little rocks, trash to make this line less harsh. We'll get little bits of grass, like a piece of grass sticking out of here, out of a crack. Absolutely, man. You're on point. Yeah, absolutely. It's like a slow art piece of rendering. You're drawing and adding a little bit here and there, a little bit here and there. And I've been not on my last three environment pieces. I haven't been skimping on time, like the finished product. I'm going through and spending a week or two on each project and just adding tiny details, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do. I'm really happy with this wire work, and this whole area here is nice. It's looking really nice. I need to add more of this, like all over here, but it's getting there. Yeah. Stoked. Single name Stoked. Thanks, TMC. You're awesome. And everyone, thanks also for swinging in. I'll be on. I might stream later tonight, so if you hit the bell button, you might get notified that I'll jump on later tonight and work on this. Depends on what my girlfriend and I are doing or whatnot. I'm gonna try to stick in at least 2-3 hours on my editing job. But I'll be back on definitely tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do early morning streams since I get up way earlier than my girlfriend. She gets up like 11 or 12. Oh, the life of an actor. And I get up at like 8:30. I can't get up later than that. I just get up. So I come in here. I'm gonna start streaming. Oh, you're in Austria. Cool. Yeah, and that's the thing is like I want to do night streams and morning streams so that my overseas compadres can join in the fun. Because you guys are cooler than Americans. And that's coming from an American saying that. So. Yeah. But thank you guys. Thank you. And I'm gonna pop the stream off right now, guys, and I'll see you guys later.